Hello and welcome. A few weeks ago I put out a short video about December the 21st, 2012, and it attracted a bit of interest. So I decided to put out a longer video that is an attempt to explain that particular date. And it is a topic which I covered in my self-published book, Keeping in Touch with Cheryl, which, by the way, is undergoing a makeover with a new title and a new cover. So, if interested, then visit www.vincenzorusso.com.au over the next couple of weeks. But on to the topic of December the 21st, 2012. The prospect of the world ending on December the 21st, 2012 captured my interest. If ever there was a moment in human history not to have a nervous disposition, then it would have been in this period. Around every corner there was always someone or some group that was wanting to scare the living daylights out of you. In my case, they tended to be somewhat successful. Any rational thinking, well, I scratched my nose, which wasn't in the book. Any rational thinking human being would have known that such claims about the world coming to an end arise from time to time, but on each occasion they prove to be false. Fear, however, tends to dismiss any counter-arguments, regardless of how logically it is presented. Rather, it wants to feed on the negativity. The range of material relating to the prophecies of the Mayans was growing as December the 21st drew closer, but there was one consistent point in that the actual Mayan prophecies didn't mention anything about the end of the world. So what was this all about? In the ensuing days following the 21st, the mainstream media was in a celebratory mode, in the knowledge that nothing had happened. The great apocalyptic end of the world had come and gone, and all was as normal. The Adelaide Now news website ran a video clip of people celebrating at Stonehenge. The caption below read, "Group celebrating the end of the world." A member of the group, when interviewed, said that they were there to welcome in the end of ages, when one cycle ends and a new one commences. There was no mention of destruction, but the news report maintained the apocalyptic line. So what was it all about? In nature, there is no such thing as December the 21st. It is a point of reference given to a calendar. In ancient times, astrology was the means of calculating cycles. In the case of the Mayans, they determined the points of where one cycle begins and ends. According to followers of the New Age movement, they had come to believe that the current one ends on December the 21st, and then the world would enter into a golden age. Of course, there were others who took the prophecy literally and used it for their own mischievous purposes. There is, however, another interpretation for 2012 timeline, which, based on current world events, seem more plausible. Bill Donahue of hiddenmeanings.com first made the point that the word apocalypse, translated literally from Greek, meaning the disclosure of knowledge, i.e., a lifting of the veil or revelation. In religious contexts, it is usually a disclosure of something hidden. Thus, over time, the term has been used out of context and so has nothing to do with violent acts or cataclysms and such. He then refers to a prophecy of Pacal Votan, as translated from the emerald tablets of Thoth, dating back some 50,000 years ago, that purport to have revealed the secrets of the universe. Pacal Votan was said to be a Mayan chief, and in reference to humans, proposed or professed that our lives were intimately linked to the galaxy, further adding that all life is ordered by the same basic recurring patterns. Mr. Donahue adds that Pacal Votan foresaw that humanity as a species would become disconnected from the laws of the natural world and fall ignorant of our sacred interdependence with nature. Pacal Votan also knew that modern humanity would be put to the test, as hidden secrets were unveiled to see if they could regain their conscious connection to a natural timeline with the universal frequency of synchronization evolving beyond man-made linear time. That test would happen around 2012. On the morning of the 22nd of December of that year, I awoke and immediately drew the curtains and was relieved to see the sun breaking over the Mount Lofty ranges in the east, heralding a new day. A quick self-examination revealed that the body was intact and there was oxygen being taken into the lungs. It meant that I was well and truly alive, and therefore signified that all was well with the world. Then, suddenly, a nagging doubt hit like a bolt of lightning, indicating that something was just not right. A quick glance at the clock showed that the initial excitement of the world not ending may have been premature. In time in Adelaide was 7 o'clock in the morning, although it was really 6 o'clock a.m. due to an hour added because of daylight savings taking place in South Australia. The thought had crossed my mind that if I wanted to phone a relative in Rome, Italy, at that precise moment, the time there would be around 9 o'clock in the evening, some 9 hours behind Adelaide, and their calendar will still be signalling that it was still the 21st of December 2012. What about if a relative was living in Ontario, Canada? They would still have another 7 to 8 hours before the 21st finished. This was a frightening revelation, since there was a chance that the prophecy could still be true. Fuck! It was going to be a long few hours. By midday, it seemed that the doomsday prophecy had failed to materialize. Thus, there is one conclusion that can be drawn from this. As mentioned before, nature doesn't recognize the 21st of December 2012, nor any other dates. Nature neither favours one individual living in the northern hemisphere or someone living on the opposite side of the world. It doesn't make separate laws for every Tom, Dick or Harry. There is only one universal law that contributes to the comings and goings of cycles, just like the 4 seasons. There are sections of the human race, however, who have this unwavering belief that they can control nature and therefore impose their own rules on everybody else. In the meantime, however, I had to personally contend with a future that looked bleak and troubling. And so that is the end of that reading and an attempt to explain the date of December the 21st, 2012. If you found this video or topic to be of interest, then please like and subscribe. And thank you.